Alright guys, so The Last Ronin has actually been announced that it's going to be making its way into the video game genre. The news broke from the Senior Vice President for Games and Emerging Media at Paramount Global, Doug Rosen, during an interview with Polygon. So far we only have limited information about this upcoming title, but I wanted to make a video discussing what we do know and give my overall thoughts. However, before we take a deep dive into this great news, I want to just take a brief moment and welcome anyone new to the channel. If you are new, please consider subscribing. I got a ton of stuff in the works that I would love to share with you all. Also, if you do happen to enjoy the video, let me know by dropping a like. But anyways guys, we got a lot to get into, so without further ado, let's get into it. So right off the bat, I just want to state up front, there's going to be spoilers from the Last Ronin comic book in this video. As the game is said to be authentic to the comics, I might actually go into the comic book story. I've seen comments and other articles posted up by major websites where people are upset that it contains spoilers. So here's your spoiler warning. By the way, if you haven't read the comic book, I really cannot recommend it enough. It is a truly great turtle story. Alright, with that out of the way, let's actually get into some of the details we know about this upcoming title. First off, it was stated that it's going to be primarily a single character AAA experience. I'm going to assume that this means that the game is a single player title, which I completely agree with. After all, the comic arc was about the last surviving turtle, and his isolation was a key factor in the story. I mean, one of the first scenes we get to see of our beloved turtle, he is at rock bottom. I mean, he is so broken. There's a part where the Ronin lays out all of the turtle weapons with their bandanas, saying how he misses his brothers and his father. And he actually grabs one of Leonardo's broken swords and is ready to fall on it. I mean, we have a hero who's just completely destroyed and mentally broken. And he's going to kill himself in the way that the samurai did, out of shame and defeat. Plus, he even lays out his own bandana and his own set of weapons with the brothers, acting like he's already died and his past self is no longer alive and he's just an empty shell out for vengeance. If the game is able to capture that and translate those feelings and emotions to the players as we start our journey into this hero's quest, that would be truly epic. And the only way to do that and make it work, in my opinion, is if the game is a single player experience. So it's great that they're heading in that direction. I 100% agree with this. Now in the interview, they also talked about maybe playing as other characters in flashback sections of the game. And I think that would be really cool if done right. So the way I would want it done is in the flashback sections, we play as the other turtle characters and we play where they die. Now, why this may be hard for some to see for any real turtle fan, I think this was actually help translate those feelings of brokenness the Ronin feels to us throughout the game. And I don't mean we just go back and see a flashback of the character dying. I mean, we actually have gameplay and you make the player die with the turtle. Sort of like the end of Halo Reach, where you're forced to just fight until you succumb to death and there's no way out of it. You just have to fail and experience firsthand the pain and suffering that brother went through. Honestly, that would give me chills just thinking about it. Now, why this all may sound super dark and gritty, well, that's because the comic book was for adults and a mature audience. This was not a story meant for kids. In fact, most of the Turtles' original comics were for an older audience. So I'm happy to see that we're finally getting a mature video game for us older fans. This is a very real treat and I'm super happy we're gonna see it come to reality. However, though little information was given about the game, I've already seen some concerns from people online because the game was said as being inspired by other action RPGs like God of War. I've seen the comments and many fans wanted this game to play out more like the Arkham games. And I would have to agree with this opinion. In fact, I did an original what if video where I talked about how cool it would be if The Last Ronin were to be made in a video game format, and I go into great detail of how I'd want the game to be played, the history of the comic book, and all sorts of really cool knowledge. It's in my what if series playlist. It's actually really cool. Oh, well, I made it, so of course I'm going to say that. But I want the game to play like Arkham City with a mix of Ninja Gaiden. So hopefully the God of War reference was made simply because, let's be real, God of War is one of the most popular action games on the market. But we'll just have to wait and see. And I'm going in with an open mind. Who knows, what they show us may be even better than I originally imagined in the first place. Now, if a mature Turtles game doesn't sound like it's for you, then have no fear, as it was also mentioned that they're looking to do multiple approaches with the Turtle franchise. So expect to see more games that appeal to a more wide variety of players, which is great. Because while I'm happy to get a more dark themed Turtles game, I still greatly enjoyed Shredder's Revenge, and I'm still hoping we get more games like that as well. Overall, I couldn't be more excited for the future of this franchise, and I cannot wait to learn more about the Last Ronin video game. But I want to hear what you all think. Are you guys excited about this announcement? How do you envision The Last Ronin to play as a video game? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. As for me, I got a ton of work to do, so I'm gonna get back to the grind, and I will catch you all next time. Peace.